Yes, guys, this is the instant reaction as Newcastle pick up a huge 3 points on the road down at Brentford. 1-0 down at half-time, 2-1 up at full-time, and that is now 5 wins in a row. Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, West Ham in the midweek, and then Brentford today. 5 wins in a row, a massive 3 points in our race for those top 4 spots. And it's a game of two halves, not a great first half, and we'll come on to that in a moment. I remember back in the West Ham game, Eddie Howe actually took the chance, despite us winning in the first half against West Ham, took them over to one side and pretty much told them they weren't having a good game. You can only imagine what the half-time team talk was like today. We came out a different side. He made immediate changes, took Longstaff off, took Murphy off, brought Wilson on, brought Gordon on, and would score 2 goals within 15 minutes, and we saw it through to the end. Yeah, a big win. Lots to talk about in that first half, particularly VAR. Yeah, decisions on VAR blow my mind sometimes, and I'm just so happy that I can sit here and be happy that we got the result in the end regardless. Let's talk about the lineups. They come out. No Maxi. It's understood that that's because he had a hamstring pull, so he wasn't on the pitch. Joe Linton slotted into that left-hand side, and it was a decision that he would play Isak over Wilson. We've got 2 strikers who are playing in form at the moment, and it's great that Eddie Howe's had the choice. As it happened in this game, as I say, he thought, you know what, screw it, let's get them both on. And what happens? Fantastic layoff for Wilson to Isak, who scores the winning goal. So, is that a sign that we should be playing the pair of them far more often? Maybe, but Brentford started the game off pretty well. And I have to say, as a game of two halves, it was literally chalk and cheese. Our first 45 minutes weren't great. And look, Brentford played well. They came out at us quick. They did what we like to do. They came out fast. They didn't let us have time. They pressured us. And, well, they got the reward for it in the end. They actually scored a goal after 8 minutes, which was disallowed. The ball came through, glanced off a header onto Tony, who put it into the goal. And it was offside. VAR took a look at it. Yeah, he was about a foot offside, so that was the right decision made. Not long later, they get a penalty. Sven Botman, look, it was a pen. Sven Botman was absolutely clattered the bloke. They get the pen. Ivan Toney, who has a brilliant penalty record, Nick Pope saves it, and it wasn't a good pen. And at this point, we've got away with the offside goal. We've got away with a penalty. Let's just be careful now. Let's see what we'll do next. In fairness, it wasn't a pen, in my eyes. The ball comes through in the box. The lad heads it. Isak comes in. Isak's foot is in there. But it has to be clear and obvious. This is the thing for me. And you look back to the game against Manchester United when Shaw was going in with a header and Bruno Fernandes's foot was up here somewhere on Shaw's head. That wasn't given. And then what happens in this game? Isak comes in, his foot is up, but the guy's head is all the way down. The ref didn't see it. VAR couldn't decide. He then has to check the monitor. I feel for me, and that's what I mean, I've just spoken about another example where it wasn't a pen. This one was a pen. How is it clear and obvious if it takes them 10 minutes to decide whether it is, and his foot's in there? It's really harsh. Really harsh. It's not a pen for me, I think. And at that moment, to be honest, we aren't being good. We haven't had a good first half. You could potentially even say that of either team, they may well deserve to be up in that first half. But it isn't a pen. But Ivan Toney scores the goal. And it goes in at half-time. Wasn't a good half. And after having won the last 4 games in a row, having beaten West Ham, 5-1 in the midweek, and I'm thinking, where have we gone? What's happened to this team? Thankfully, anyhow, had that chat at half time, and a different side turned up straight after. We started the second half like we should have started the first. We were quick, we were onto them. The amount of times that in the second half we had midfield players running from deep to lay in passes. We weren't doing that in the first half. Why we weren't, I don't know. But I'm very glad we were doing it in the second. And it was Joe Linton who made that late run into the box. Great little ball through from Trippier. Chop turns the defender, comes inside. They're almost looking around like they're scared to go towards him. He blasts it, he passes it kind of across the box. Shot, hits the underside of the goalkeeper's foot, goes in the back of the net, and it's 1-1. And you talk about like momentum and like changes in a game. From that point on, I thought we're going to win. We're going to do it because they'd had their chances in the first. They didn't take them. They missed a penalty. Second half, we were the team who looked like we wanted it in that second half. Joe Linton gets the goal. And as I say, should we be playing Wilson and Isak together more often? Because they both played really well off each other. Wilson picks the ball outside the box around the 60th minute mark. Flat ball to Isak, edge of the area, bang, top corner, top-ish corner. Really, really well placed, really well taken goal, and we pushed on. And then Wilson scored another one not long after, which also got ruled out for VAR. I could have spent 20 minutes talking about VAR in this video. I'm trying really hard to just talk about the fact that we won, and I'm happy. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my bank holiday weekend, as I'm sure all of you guys are. But my word, they've got to sort it out. The Wilson one, it hits his arm. And it comes down to a letter of... does it hit his arm? It hits his sleeve. Like, what are the rules with VAR? You know, it's thank God that we scored those 2 goals. And we can take it. We move on. It's Villa next weekend on the Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. And we're flying. I thought Gordon looked really good when he came on as well. He's battling hard. He's fighting till the end. Game of 2 halves. And I'm really, really glad we had that second half where we came out and totally changed the game, changed the intensity. It's been a lot of games in a short period of time. 3 games in 6 days. And we've pretty much played the same players every time. So you can understand why we're maybe a little bit slow to start. But yes, whatever they did at half-time, whether it was anyhow having a go or, some fresh orange slices at half-time, I don't know. But we need to do it a lot more often and bring on Villa next weekend. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you watched the game or if you're at the game, let me know your thoughts on it down below or listen to it on the radio. 5 wins in a row. Hunting for that top 4 spot. Let's keep it going. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. Thank you for watching. Come on, Newcastle. And I'll catch you later.